This is Jamie TKV. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Okay, so Frank Warren has finally spoken. We haven't heard from Frank Warren in quite some time, since before the Joyce Zhilei Zhang fight. I was kind of wondering what happened to him, and hopefully nothing medical or anything like that. So anyway, it's good to see that Frank Warren is back up and about. Anyway, he spoke about what appears to be a bit of a struggle finding Tyson Fury an opponent for what looks to be the end of July, maybe early August. Anyway, this is what Frank Warren had to say. I want to get Tyson Fury out, whatever happens, and get him back in the swing of things. It's just a shame we wasted so much time on the Usyk fight. The problem we've got is the ones that we wanted are all fighting. The Zhang fight, Joyce. I mean, I wouldn't have gone with Joyce anyway, because he has to get a win first, and then obviously with Daniel Dubois. So we're going to have a look around and see what's available. So that is Frank Warren's statement. Now, there was another one as well where he says that Ruiz Jr. has priced himself out. So with Tyson Fury, obviously, he's the WBC World Heavyweight Champion. And as champion, you can only fight those who are ranked in the top 15. But of course, before we get there, I mean, with Frank Warren saying we wasted so much time on the Usyk fight, yeah, you did, and we know whose fault that is. Otherwise, that fight could have happened for undisputed. But yet again, Tyson putting up roadblocks. He didn't want the fight. Tyson Fury ducked him. Not my opinion. That's a fact, right? Anyway, so when it comes to who it is that Tyson Fury could potentially fight next, I mean, unless, of course, his name is Oleksandr Usyk, then I don't think too many people would really care less. Tyson Fury's reputation is in the mud. I know people don't want to hear that. Some people don't want to hear that because you love his ball so much. But that's okay. You can't detract from the truth. Now, when we go down the top 15 of WBC, the only alternatives that Tyson Fury has right now, there are a lot of fighters there who are not available. So we could look at people, say, like number 1 and number 3, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Of course, them two are going to be fighting each other in December, by all accounts. And not only that, they may have an interim fight as well, beforehand. It's unlikely it's going to be Tyson Fury. If it is going to be one of them, then you can pretty much kiss that December date out the window. Okay, that 2 fights on the same card and whatever else. But it's unlikely it's going to be Wilder. Who wants to see a 4th fight anyway? Absolutely nobody. Or Anthony Joshua. So we can rule them 2 out. Ruiz Jr, number 2. Well, apparently he's been ruled out because he's demanding too much money. Nothing unusual for PBC fighters. What can you do? Is he likely to rematch Dillian Whyte at number 6? Very, very unlikely. So I think we could rule him out. Number 11, Jared Anderson. And number 8, Zhang Kosabuski. Well, they're going to be fighting each other next. So, again, it ain't going to be either of those. Number 10, Joseph Parker. Well, Joseph Parker, he's got a fight coming up in Australia. And he's best friends with Tyson. So, again, that ain't going to happen, is it? So, he's very, very... Well, there's not much left, is there? Of course, number 4, Frank Sanchez as well. You could argue that one. While a contract hasn't officially been signed yet, as far as I'm aware, it looks like he's going to be fighting Chris Arreola. So, we could pretty much rule out Frank Sanchez. So that leaves him with not much. Can we rule out number 9, Otto Wallin? Obviously, that's a rematch. Unlikely that fight's going to take place. Can we rule him out? Not entirely, but I think we probably should. Now, if I'm Tyson Fury and if I'm 100% definitely going to be fighting Oleksandr Usyk in December, well, out of all of those that are available, probably Luis Ortiz is probably the best alternative because, firstly, ain't no way Fury's losing to Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz has never beaten anybody elite. But Luis Ortiz has the same dimensions, same height, same reach, same pretty much everything as Oleksandr Usyk. And he's southpaw like Oleksandr Usyk. So he's probably the best alternative. But would the PBC release him? Come on. But anyway, that's probably his best option. If not, then you could look at, say, Martin Bakole, number 7. Billy Nelson, Martin Bakole, been saying how they want a big fight, they want to fight for the world title, all that kind of good stuff. Well, there's your opportunity. Ben Shalom, Frank Warren, boxer, Queensbury. They've worked together before on the Joseph Parker fight, so they could work together now, couldn't they? And if I'm Ben Shalom, I'm probably looking at offloading Bakole, to be honest with you. Either fight Tyson Fury, lose, oh well, never mind, or go over there, hey, what if you win? Great, we've got the WBC Heavyweight World Champion in our roster. So it's a win-win, really, for boxer, isn't it? I would certainly go with Martin Bakole or Luis Ortiz. Now, you could look at other ones, say number 12, Ajit Cabiel. Now, Ajit Cabiel, apparently he was offered the Tyson Fury fight once before, but turned it down. Why did he turn it down? Who knows? Who knows? But we know that negotiating with Tyson Fury is very difficult because Fury, he didn't want to just be the A side. He wants to be the clear A side and wants more money than what's probably available in the pot. Saudi said this once before, right? So his greed and his demands are pretty much going to be blocking fights. That's the reality of it. But hopefully we can find someone. Ajit Cabiel, is that really a good opponent? Not really. Listen, I know Ajit Cabiel is undefeated, but his best win is Derek Chisora, when Derek Chisora went to Monte Carlo without his head trainer in Don Charles at the time. Again, very dubious decision for many. Number 14, F.A. Jagba. I mean, he did lose to Frank Sanchez, and he is still in somewhat of a rebuilding process. But he is a top-ranked fighter, so it could be arranged, that's for sure. If not, number 15, Filip Hrgović. Now, that's probably a fight that would help out the December date for Undisputed a lot. Because, obviously, Filip Hrgović is IBF mandatory for Oleksandr Usyk. That's already been called. That was called quite some time ago. So there's a bit of a backlog for Oleksandr Usyk. Daniel Dubois, of course, for the WBA. That fight looks like it's going to be happening. It's going to be happening in England. It's going to be happening in Poland. We'll have to wait and find out. Purse bids were like 2 weeks ago, so what even happened with that? I don't know. But if Tyson Fury was to take on Filip Hrgović, then the IBF will then not call Usyk to fight Hrgović immediately after the Dan Dubois fight, which could scupper really Undisputed, couldn't it? Listen, the IBF don't give a rat's ass. Okay, the IBF have done some mandates before that have got champions stripped and whatever else. Okay, so if Tyson Fury was to fight Filip Hrgović, that should pretty much give a clear road to an Undisputed fight in December, because that Filip Hrgović is probably the only one that could possibly scupper that one. It could. If he refuses to step aside, well, Usyk's going to have to vacate the belt, isn't he? So that's probably the one that would make the most sense. But from a stylistic point of view, Luis Ortiz is probably the one. But if I could handpick one, it'd probably be Martin Bakole. But anyway, that's my thoughts. Listen, who knows? Maybe Tyson Fury and Bob Arum and Frank Warren can have words with the WBC about getting Manuel Charr ranked in there. We know Tyson Fury and Manuel Charr would like to fight each other. That's mad, isn't it? Who wants to see that? Nobody. So anyway, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Are there any other alternatives? Maybe he doesn't fight at all. Maybe. But if Frank Warren is adamant that he does want him to fight, I don't know, maybe he's going to have that exhibition style kind of fight with Francis Ngannou. You never know. You never know. But if he fights a Wilder or a Joshua, you can kiss December, that double head card, out the window. But it's unlikely he's going to fight either of them. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this. You drop me yours. Who is it that you think Tyson Fury should fight and will fight next? Drop your thoughts below. Click on the subscribe. Catch you next video.